Emily stared out of her bedroom window, watching the leaves dance in the gentle breeze. The sun was setting, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink. But even the beautiful scene could not lift the heaviness in her heart. She picked up her phone, scrolling through her contacts, until she found the name she longed to see: Jake. Just a few months ago, Jake had been her closest friend. They would spend hours laughing, talking, and sharing their dreams about the future. Meant then, everything changed when his family moved to a different city, far away. Suddenly, the daily texts, the spontaneous hangouts, and the comforting presence of friendship were replaced by silence. Emily felt a void where their laughter used to be, and it hurt more than she expected. She remembered the last day they spent together. They had gone to their favorite park, the one with the big oak tree where they had carved their initials. They had promised to keep in touch, but as days turned into weeks, the messages became less frequent. Emily felt like she was losing a part of herself, and each day without Jake felt like a heavy weight on her shoulders. Sighing, she put her phone down and picked up her sketchbook. Drawing had always been a way for her to express her feelings. She flipped to a blank page and began to sketch the oak tree. As she drew, memories flooded back: the sound of Jake's laughter, the way they would share secrets under its branches, and the dreams they had for their futures. Emily paused, feeling a lump in her throat. She missed him so much. It wasn't just the fun times they shared. It was the comfort of knowing he was always just a short walk away. Now the distance felt like an endless ocean separating them. She longed to hear his voice again, to share her life with him, but the thought of reaching out made her anxious. What if he had moved on? What if he didn't want to talk anymore? But deep down, Emily knew she couldn't let fear hold her back. She took a deep breath and grabbed her phone again. Maybe this time would be different. She opened a new message to Jake, her fingers hovering above the keyboard. What should she say? Hey Jake, it's Emily. I just wanted to say hi and see how you're doing. It felt so simple, yet it carried so much weight. After a moment of hesitation, she hit send and immediately felt a wave of nervousness wash over her. Would he even reply? As the minutes ticked by, Emily tried to focus on her drawing. But her mind wandered back to Jake. She thought about the adventures they had planned, the camping trips, the road trips, and the dreams of traveling the world together. Those dreams felt distant now, like stars shining in a faraway galaxy. Would they ever come true? Just as doubt began to creep in, her phone buzzed. Emily's heart raced as she glanced at the screen. It was a message from Jake. Hey, I'm doing well, how about you? A smile broke across her face, and she quickly typed back, her fingers dancing over the screen. They exchanged messages back and forth, laughter spilling through the words. Jake shared stories about his new school, his new friends, and how he was trying to adapt. Emily felt a spark of hope ignite in her chest. Maybe the distance didn't have to mean an end to their friendship. Encouraged, Emily suggested a video call. How about we catch up over video? I'd love to see your face. She hit send, a mix of excitement and nervousness bubbling inside her. Jake replied almost immediately, That sounds great. Let's do it this weekend. As the days passed, Emily prepared for the call. She tidied her room, set up her favorite chair in front of her desk, and even picked out a cute shirt to wear. She wanted to look her best, not just for Jake, but to remind herself that she was still the same person, even with him so far away. Finally, the day arrived. Emily felt a rush of nerves as she sat down in front of her laptop. She took a deep breath, reminding herself that this was a chance to reconnect. The screen lit up, and there was Jake smiling brightly. Hey, Emily, he said, his voice warm and familiar. Hi, Jake. I missed you. They talked for hours, sharing stories about their lives, their hopes, and even their worries. Emily felt the distance between them shrink as they laughed and reminisced about their favorite memories. It felt as if no time had passed at all. In that moment, Emily realized something important. Distance couldn't erase their bond. Their friendship was like a strong thread woven through the fabric of their lives. It's unbreakable despite the miles that separated them. As the sun dipped below the horizon outside her window, Emily felt a sense of hope fill her heart. She knew there would be challenges ahead, but she also knew she wasn't alone. With Jake back in her life, she felt stronger, ready to face whatever came next. No matter the distance, they were still connected, and that made all the difference. As they ended the call, Emily smiled, knowing that their story was far from over. With a renewed spirit, she picked up her sketchbook again, ready to draw the next chapter of their adventure. One filled with hope and the promise of new beginnings. Alex sat on the edge of his bed, staring at the empty space across the room. A new poster of his favorite band hung on the wall, but it felt lonely without his best friend, Sam, to share it with. Just a few months ago, they had been inseparable, spending every weekend playing video games, joking around and making plans for the future. But all that changed when Sam moved away to another city because of his dad's job, as the days turned into weeks. Alex felt increasingly distant from Sam. They tried to keep in touch through texts and social media, but it wasn't the same. The laughter they once shared felt like a distant memory, replaced by awkward messages and long pauses. Alex often found himself staring at his phone, wishing he could hear Sam's voice or see his goofy smile again. One evening, while scrolling through old photos on his phone, Alex stumbled upon a picture from their last camping trip. In the photo, Sam wore a silly hat and was holding up a fish they had caught together. They looked so happy, carefree, and full of life. A wave of sadness washed over Alex. He missed those moments. The way they could talk about anything and everything without feeling awkward, hoping to spark their friendship again. Alex decided to send Sam a message. As he typed, he felt nervous. What if Sam was too busy making new friends? What if he didn't care anymore? Shaking off his doubts, he finally wrote, "Hey Sam, I was just looking at our camping photos. I miss hanging out with you. How have you been?" Minutes felt like hours as he stared at the screen, unsure if he would get a reply. Just as he was about to give up, his phone buzzed. It was Sam. "Hey Alex, I miss you too. Things are going well here, but it's not the same without you. Should video call soon?" Alex's heart lifted at Sam's response. They quickly planned a video call for the weekend. As the days passed, he felt a mix of excitement and nervousness. Would it be awkward? Would they still have the same connection? Finally, the day of the call arrived. Alex prepared himself, tidying his room and choosing a favorite shirt. He wanted to feel confident. When the time came, he settled in front of his laptop, his heart racing. He opened the video chat, and there was Sam, his face lighting up the screen. "Hey man," Sam exclaimed, grinning widely. "Hey, so good to see you," Alex replied, his nerves fading as they began to chat. They talked about everything: school, their families, and new hobbies. Sam shared stories about his new friends and how he was adjusting to life in a new city. Alex listened intently, feeling a mix of happiness and sadness. He was glad Sam was doing well, but he couldn't shake the feeling of missing out on his life. As they continued to talk, Alex decided to share his feelings. "I really miss hanging out with you. It's hard not having you around. It feels like there's a hole in my life without you." Sam's expression softened. "I miss you too, Alex. It's been tough, but we can find ways to stay connected. We don't have to let distance break our friendship." Alex felt a sense of hope. "You're right. We can still make it work. What if we set a regular time to call each week? We could play games online together or watch movies at the same time." "That sounds awesome," Sam replied, his excitement evident. "We can even have a virtual game night. I'll invite some of my new friends too. I want you to meet them." As they planned their weekly calls, Alex felt a warmth spreading in his chest. They might be miles apart, but they were finding ways to stay connected. The distance didn't have to mean the end of their friendship. It could just be a new chapter. After the call, Alex felt lighter and filled with hope. He realized that he had the power to keep his friendship alive, no matter how far apart they were. He picked up his sketchbook and began to draw a new picture, a design for a game night invitation that he could send to Sam. In the days that followed, Alex dedicated himself to making their virtual hangout special. He created fun themes for their game nights, designed cool invitations, and even baked cookies to enjoy during their calls. Each week, he looked forward to connecting with Sam, sharing laughter, and creating new memories, even from a distance. Through this journey, Alex discovered something powerful about friendship. It wasn't just about being physically close, it was about the effort and love shared between friends. He realized that they could still be there for each other, cheering each other on despite the miles separating them. One evening, after a successful game night, Sam said, "You know, Alex, I'm really glad we're making this work. You're still my best friend, no matter where we are. We're in this together." Those words made Alex smile. Lily sat by her window, watching the rain fall softly against the glass. It was a typical gloomy afternoon, but the weather matched her mood perfectly. Ever since her best friend Mia moved to another state, everything felt different. The laughter they used to share seemed like a distant echo, and Lily felt a heavy sadness inside her. Mia had been her closest friend since they were kids. They had shared secrets, dreams, and countless adventures in their small town. From building forts in the backyard to exploring the nearby woods, every moment was filled with joy. But when Mia's family moved away for her dad's new job, a part of Lily felt like it had been ripped away. At first, they tried to stay in touch. They texted and called each other, but it wasn't the same. The excitement of seeing Mia's face in person was replaced by long pauses in their conversations, and awkward silences. Lily missed the comfort of having Mia around, the way they could share everything without saying much at all, as the weeks passed. The distance between them became more than just physical. Lily felt lost and unsure of how to reach out to Mia. She wanted to tell her how much she missed her, but the thought of opening up made her anxious. What if Mia was too busy with her new life? What if she had moved on? One rainy evening, as the thunder rumbled in the distance, Lily decided she needed to do something. She grabbed her sketchbook and began to draw, pouring her feelings onto the page. She sketched their favorite tree in the park, the one where they used to sit for hours talking about their dreams. As she drew, memories flooded back, and she felt a longing to reconnect with Mia. Lily paused and thought about how she could bridge the gap between them. Inspired, she took out her phone and opened a new message to Mia. This time, she would be honest. "Hey Mia, I've been thinking about you a lot lately. I really miss you and our fun times together. Can we have a video call soon?" Sen Lily felt a mix of hope and fear. Would Mia respond? Would she want to talk? The minutes felt like hours as she waited. Finally, her phone buzzed. It was Mia. "Hey, Lily, I miss you too. I would love to have a video call. How about this weekend?" Lily's heart soared with joy. "That sounds perfect," she replied, her fingers flying over the screen. As the days passed, Lily prepared. For the call, she wanted it to be special. She cleaned her room, set up her favorite chair, and even put on a cute shirt. She wanted to feel confident even if they were miles apart. As the weekend approached, she couldn't help but feel a mix of excitement and nervousness. Finally, the day of the call arrived. Lily set up her laptop and took a deep breath. When the screen lit up, she saw Mia's face, and it was as if no time had passed at all. Mia's smile was bright, and her eyes sparkled with happiness. "Hi, Lily," Mia exclaimed, her voice warm and welcoming. "Hi, Mia. It's so good to see you." Lily replied, her heart racing with joy. They started talking about everything: school, new friends, and how life had changed since Mia's move. As they chatted, Lily felt the distance between them shrinking. They laughed about old memories and shared stories from their new lives. It felt like a breath of fresh air, and Lily realized how important this connection was to her. After a while, Lily decided to share her feelings. "I've really missed you, you know? It's been hard not having you around. I felt so lost without our adventures." Mia nodded, her expression serious. "I've missed you too, Lily. Moving away has been tough. I've made new friends, but it's not the same as having you here. I've been thinking about how we can stay close, even if we're far apart." Lily felt a spark of hope. What if we set up regular calls? We could have game nights, or even watch movies together. It would be like having adventures again, just in a different way. "I love that idea," Mia replied enthusiastically. "We can even plan to visit each other during vacations. I want to show you my new town." The conversation flowed easily, and they made plans for their first virtual game night. They decided to play their favorite online game together, just like old times. As they talked, Lily felt a warmth spreading in her chest. She realized that even though they were separated by distance, their friendship was still strong. After the call ended, Lily sat back in her chair, smiling. She felt lighter, as if a weight had been lifted from her heart. She had taken a step toward reconnecting with Mia, and it felt empowering. The distance didn't have to mean the end of their friendship. It could be a new beginning. In the weeks that followed, they had regular calls and game nights. They'd shared their lives, dreams, and even their fears. Lily began to feel more hopeful about the future. She understood that friendships could evolve and adapt, even across miles. One day, as they planned their next call, Mia said, "You know, Lily, no matter how far apart we are, you'll always be my best friend. We're in this together." Lily's heart swelled with gratitude. She realized that true friendship could survive anything. With hope and determination, she embraced the new chapter of their friendship, excited for the adventures that awaited them, no matter where they were. As she lay in bed that night, Lily felt a sense of peace. The distance no longer felt like a barrier. It was just another part of their journey together. With a renewed spirit, she drifted off to sleep, dreaming of the many memories yet to come. The sun rose over the small town of Maplewood, casting a warm glow on the streets below. Sarah sat at her kitchen table, a steaming cup of coffee in front of her, but she felt anything but warm inside. Since her best friend Jake moved away, she'd been feeling lost. They used to do everything together, playing video games, going to the movies, and just hanging out. Now, with Jake living in another state, Sarah felt a deep sense of emptiness. At first, they had tried to keep in touch. They texted and called each other, but the conversations had become shorter and less frequent. Jake was busy making new friends and adjusting to his new life, while Sarah struggled to fill the void left by his absence. Every time she thought about him, memories flooded back, the laughter they shared, the inside jokes, and the plans they had made for the future. One evening, as Sarah scrolled through her social media feed, she saw a photo of Jake at a concert. With his new friends, he looked so happy, standing there with a big smile on his face. A pang of sadness hit her. She was glad he was having fun, but it also made her feel more distant. It seemed like they were living in two different worlds now. Determined to reconnect, Sarah took a deep breath and picked up her phone. She stared at the screen, her heart racing. What should she say? Would he even want to hear from her?
After
a moment of hesitation, she opened a new message and began typing. "Hey Jake, it's Sarah. I saw your picture at the concert. Looks like you're having a great time. I miss you and would love to catch up sometime." With a quick tap, she hit send and set her phone down, feeling a mix of hope and anxiety. She wanted to reach out, but what if Jake was too busy to care? The minutes dragged on as she waited for a reply. Just when she started to doubt herself, her phone buzzed. "Hey Sarah, I miss you too. I've been really busy, but I'd love to chat. How about a video call this weekend?" Sarah's heart soared. "That sounds perfect. Let's do it." The week went by. Sarah felt a growing excitement. She wanted to make the call special. She cleaned her room, set up her laptop, and even picked out her favorite shirt to wear. A sense of nervous anticipation filled her as she prepared to see Jake again. When the weekend finally arrived, Sarah sat in front of her laptop, her heart racing. She took a deep breath, reminding herself that this was a chance to reconnect with her best friend. When the screen lit up, Jake's face appeared and a wave of joy washed over her. "Hey, Sarah," Jake said, his smile brightening the room. "Hi, Jake. It's so good to see you," Sarah replied, her nervousness melting away. They started talking about everything school, new experiences, and funny stories from their lives. Sarah felt a sense of comfort wash over her as they laughed together. It was as if no time had passed at all. But as the conversation continued, she couldn't shake the feeling of sadness that lingered in her heart. "Jake, I've really missed you," Sarah said, her voice softening. "It's been hard without you here. I feel like we're drifting apart." Jake's expression changed, and he nodded. "I've missed you too, Sarah. Moving has been tough. I've made new friends, but it's not the same as having you around. I've been thinking about how we can stay close, even when we're far apart." Sarah felt a spark of hope. "What if we set up regular calls? We can play games together online or even watch movies at the same time. We could have our own virtual hangouts." "I love that idea," Jake replied, his eyes lighting up. "We can even plan to visit each other during the summer. I want to show you around my new city," as they made plans for their virtual hangouts. Sarah felt a weight lift off her shoulders. She realized that distance didn't have to mean the end of their friendship. They could find new ways to stay connected and support each other, no matter how far apart they were. After the call, Sarah felt renewed. She decided to take the initiative and plan their first virtual game night. She spent the next few days organizing. Everything's choosing games, sending invitations, and even baking cookies to enjoy during the call. She wanted it to be special, a reminder of the fun times they shared. When the day of the game night arrived, Sarah logged onto her laptop, feeling a mix of excitement and nervousness. Jake joined the call. The summer sun streamed through the window, warming the room where Mia sat. She was deep in thought, staring at her phone. It had been months since her best friend Lily had moved away, and even though they tried to keep in touch, it never felt like enough. Mia missed their long talks, the way they would laugh until they cried, and the comfort of knowing that Lily was just a short walk away. The distance felt heavier with each passing day. Mia had hoped that moving to a new city would be exciting, but it often felt lonely. She'd made new friends, but none of them understood her like Lily did. They didn't share the same memories or inside jokes, and every time she thought about her old life, a wave of sadness washed over her. She missed sharing everything with Lily, from the small details of her day to the big dreams they used to. Talk about one rainy afternoon, Mia decided she needed to reach out to Lily. She picked up her phone and opened their last conversation. They had exchanged a few texts here and there, but it had been weeks since they had a real talk. Heart raced as she typed a new message. "Hey Lily, I've been thinking about you a lot. I really miss you. Can we have a video call soon?" After hitting send, she felt a knot tighten in her stomach. What if Lily was too busy with her new life? What if she had forgotten about her? Just as doubt crept in, her phone buzzed. It was a reply from Lily. "I miss you too, Mia. Love it. To chat? How about this weekend?" Mia's heart soared with joy. "Oh, that sounds perfect." She replied quickly, excitement bubbling inside her. They set a time for their call, and as the days passed, Mia's anticipation grew. On the day of the call, she prepared herself carefully. She wanted to look good for Lily, to show that even though they were apart, she was still the same person. She tidied her room, put on her favorite shirt, and even brushed her hair. When the time came, she took a deep breath and opened the video call. When Lily's face appeared on the screen, Mia felt a rush of happiness. "Hey, it's so good to see you," Lily exclaimed, her smile brightening the room. "Hi, Lily. I've missed you so much," Mia replied, her heart warming at the sight of her friend. They started talking about everything school, new experiences, and the funny things that had happened since they last spoke. Mia felt the distance between them start to fade as they laughed and caught up. It felt like no time had passed at all. But as the conversation continued, Mia felt a twinge of sadness. "I've been feeling a bit lost since moving. I'm glad I made new friends, but it's not the same as having you around. I really miss our adventures." Lily nodded, understanding perfectly. I feel the same way. It's hard not being able to hang out like we used to, but we can make this work. We can still have adventures, just in a different way. Mia felt a spark of hope. What do you mean? What if we set up regular calls? We can watch movies together or even play games online. We can share our lives with each other, no matter how far apart we are, Lily suggested. I love that idea, Mia replied, her excitement growing. We could even plan virtual hangouts, like themed movie nights or game tournaments. They made plans for their new routine. Mia felt a weight lift off her shoulders. The distance didn't have to mean the end of their friendship. It could be the beginning of something new. They could create their own adventures, even if they were miles apart. After the call, Mia felt empowered. She decided to take the initiative and organize their first virtual movie night. She picked a movie they both loved and sent Lily a fun invitation. She even planned to make popcorn and snacks just like they used to do when they watched movies together. When the night of the movie arrived, Mia logged onto her laptop, feeling a mix of excitement and nervousness. She wanted everything to be perfect. When Lily joined the call, she was wearing her favorite pajamas, and Mia couldn't help but smile. "Hey, ready for our movie night?" she asked, her heart racing with joy. "Absolutely. I've been looking forward to this all week," Lily replied, her enthusiasm infectious as they watched the movie. They laughed and chatted about their favorite scenes, just like old times. Mia felt so happy to be sharing this moment with Lily, even if it was through a screen. It reminded her that their friendship was still strong, and that distance didn't have to change that after the movie. They stayed on the call, talking about everything and anything. They reminisced about their adventures together, shared their dreams for the future, and even made silly jokes that made them both laugh until they cried. Mia felt a warmth in her heart, realizing that no matter how far apart they were, their friendship was a powerful connection that could bridge any distance. As the call came to an end, Lily said, "Thank you for tonight, Mia. I really needed this. You're still my best friend, no matter where we are." Mia smiled, feeling a wave of gratitude. "I needed it too. I'm so glad we're making this work. We'll always be connected, no matter the distance." As they said their goodbyes, Mia felt a renewed sense of hope. She knew that their friendship was worth fighting for. With a determination to keep the connection alive, she drifted off to sleep that night, dreaming of all the adventures they would have together, no matter where life took them. Mia understood that distance could not break their bond, could only strengthen it. With love and hope in her heart, she knew that their friendship would last through anything. As autumn approached, the leaves began to change color, painting the world in warm hues of red, orange, and yellow. Emma sat on her porch, sipping her morning coffee and watching the leaves fall gently to the ground. She loved this time of year, but it also reminded her of how much she missed her best friend, Ben. When Ben moved to another state, everything changed. The fun, laughter, and adventures they used to share felt like distant memories. At first, Emma and Ben tried to keep in touch through texts and video calls. They planned virtual game nights and watched movies together online, but as time passed, the excitement faded. Weeks would go by without a message, and Emma often found herself staring at her phone, wishing she could hear Ben's voice again. She felt a growing sadness, as if a piece of her heart was missing. One chilly afternoon, as she scrolled through old photos on her phone, Emma came across a picture of them at the county fair. They were both laughing, holding cotton candy, and surrounded by colorful lights. She felt a wave of nostalgia wash over her. How she missed those carefree days when they could simply hang out and enjoy each other's company. Determined to reconnect, Emma decided to send Ben a message. "Hey Ben, I was just looking at our fair photos. I really miss you and our fun times together. Can we have a video call soon?" After hitting send, she felt a mix of hope and fear. What if Ben was too busy? What if he didn't want to talk? Just as doubt crept in, her phone buzzed. It was a reply from Ben. "Hey Emma, I miss you too. I'd love to chat. How about this weekend?" Emma's heart lifted at his response. "Sounds great. Can't wait to see you." As the days passed, Emma prepared for the call. She wanted everything to feel special. She cleaned her room, picked out her favorite sweater, and even baked cookies to enjoy during their chat. She wanted to make it a fun experience, just like old times. When the day of the call arrived, Emma set up her laptop and took a deep breath. She felt a flutter of excitement in her stomach. When Ben's face appeared on the screen, her heart raced with joy. "Hey, Emma, you look great," Ben said, his smile brightening the room. "Thanks. It's so good to see you," Emma replied. Feeling her nerves fade away, they quickly fell into conversation, catching up on each other's lives. Ben shared stories about his new school and the friends he had made. Emma listened intently, happy to hear about his adventures, but she couldn't shake the feeling of sadness. She missed the way they used to share everything together as they talked. Emma decided to open up. "I've really missed you, Ben. It's been hard not having you around. I feel like we're drifting apart." Ben nodded, his expression serious. "I've missed you too, Emma. Moving has been tough. I've made new friends, but it's not the same as having you here. Need to find a way to stay connected." Emma felt a spark of hope. "What if we set up regular calls? We can have movie nights or game nights, just like before. We could even plan a visit to see each other." "I love that idea," Ben replied, his eyes lighting up. "We can even create our own little traditions, like a monthly game tournament or a book club where we read the same book and discuss it." As they made plans, Emma felt a weight lift off her shoulders. The distance didn't have to mean the end of their friendship. They could create new ways to connect. She felt empowered and excited to keep their bond alive. After the call, Emma decided to take action. She created a colorful calendar filled with their planned activities: movie night on Fridays, game tournaments on the last Saturday of the month, and even a virtual book club starting next month. She wanted to make sure they stayed connected, no matter how far apart they were. As the weeks went by, Emma and Ben followed their new schedule. They laughed together during movie nights, competed fiercely during game tournaments, and enjoyed discussing the books they read. Each interaction reminded them of the strong friendship they shared, despite the distance. One evening, after a particularly fun game night, Ben said, "You know, Emma, I never realized how much I needed this. It feels like we found a new way to be together, even if it's not in person." Emma smiled. As winter settled over Maplewood, the world outside was blanketed in white. Emma sat by her window, watching the snowflakes dance gently to the ground. It was beautiful, but she felt a familiar ache in her heart, even though she and Ben had been keeping in touch through their regular calls. She still missed him every day. Distance between them sometimes felt overwhelming, especially during the holidays when they had always spent time together. This year, with Ben living in another state, the holiday season felt different. Emma remembered the joy of decorating their town's Christmas tree together, sipping hot cocoa and laughing at the silly ornaments they had made. She wished more than anything that they could create those memories again. As she sipped her warm cocoa, an idea sparked in Emma's mind. What if she could surprise Ben with a visit? She'd been saving up her allowance and birthday money for a special occasion, and this felt like the perfect opportunity to show him how much he meant to her. But then, self-doubt crept in. What if he didn't want her to visit? What if he was too busy with his new life? Shaking off the doubts, Emma decided to take action. She quickly grabbed her phone and sent Ben a message. "Hey, Ben, I was thinking about how much I miss our holiday traditions. How would you feel about me coming to visit for Christmas?" The minutes felt like hours as she waited for his reply. Her heart raced with anticipation, and she felt both excited and nervous. Finally, her phone buzzed. It was Ben. "Emma, I would love that. I've missed our holiday traditions so much. You're always welcome here." A wave of relief washed over her, and she felt a smile spread across her face. "Great, I'll start planning right away." Over the next few weeks, Emma made sure everything was ready for her trip. She wrapped gifts, packed her bags, and even baked cookies to bring along. The thought of surprising Ben filled her with joy and excitement. She couldn't wait to see him again, to share laughter and create new memories together. On the day of her trip, Emma woke up early, her heart pounding with anticipation. She boarded the bus that would take her to Ben's new town, feeling a mix of nerves and excitement. As the bus rolled along, she thought about all the fun they would have together. They would decorate a new tree, watch holiday movies, enjoy each other's company like they used to. When she finally arrived, Emma took a deep breath and stepped off the bus. She pulled her scarf tightly around her neck and made her way to Ben's house. As she approached, she felt butterflies in her stomach. She knocked on the door, her heart racing. A moment later, the door swung open, and there stood Ben, his eyes wide with surprise. "Emma, you're here?" He pulled her into a warm hug, and Emma felt a rush of happiness. "I missed you so much," she exclaimed, pulling back to look at him. "I can't believe you came." "This is the best surprise ever," Ben replied, his smile lighting up his face. Inside, the house was filled with holiday decorations. The scent of pine from the Christmas tree and the smell of cookies baking in the oven made Emma feel warm and at home. They spent the evening decorating the tree together, just like they used to. They talked about everything school, their new lives, and their dreams for the future. As they hung ornaments on the tree, Emma felt a sense of belonging wash over her. The distance that once felt so daunting now seemed insignificant. They were together, and that was what truly mattered. On Christmas morning, they exchanged gifts, each one filled with thoughtfulness and love. Emma had made Ben a scrapbook filled with their memories together, photos from the fair, tickets from movies they had seen, notes that reminded them of their inside jokes. Ben's eyes sparkled as he flipped through the pages, and he laughed at the memories. "This is amazing, Emma. I love it. Can't believe you put this together," he said, hugging her tightly. "I wanted to remind you how special our friendship is, no matter the distance," Emma replied, her heart swelling with joy. Later that day, they sat by the fire, sipping hot cocoa and reminiscing about old times. Emma felt a warmth in her heart, knowing that their friendship had not only survived the distance, but had also grown stronger. As the evening went on, they talked about their dreams for the future. Ben shared his goal of becoming a writer, while Emma expressed her passion for art and design. "No matter where we go in life, we can always support each other," Emma said, her voice filled with conviction. "We're in this together." Ben nodded, his expression serious. "Absolutely. Our friendship is too strong to let anything come between us. We'll always find a way to stay connected." As the snow continued to fall outside, Emma felt a deep sense of hope. She had taken a leap of faith to reconnect with Ben, and it had paid off beautifully. Their friendship was a testament to the power of love and connection, even across miles. That night, as Emma lay in bed, she reflected on how far they had come. They had built bridges of connection through their efforts to stay in touch, and now it created new memories that would last a lifetime. With a heart full of gratitude, she drifted off to sleep, knowing that their friendship would continue to thrive. No matter where life took them, they would always be there for each other, ready to support and cheer each other on. Their bond was unbreakable, and as long as they had hope and love, they would face whatever challenges lay ahead together. The winter holidays had passed, and with the arrival of spring, the world outside began to come alive again. Flowers bloomed, trees regained their green leaves, and the sun felt warm on Emma's skin. Yet, despite the beauty surrounding her, Emma felt a familiar sadness in her heart. It had been months since her visit to see Ben, and though they had stayed in touch through calls and messages, she still missed him every day. Every time Emma looked at her phone, she felt a pang of longing. She remembered their laughter, the joy of being together, and how much easier life felt when they shared it. Sometimes, she would scroll through their old photos, reminiscing about the fun times they had, like the summer they spent at the lake, swimming and laughing until the sun went down. Those memories warmed her heart, but they also reminded her of the distance that had grown between them. One afternoon, Emma sat in her favorite chair, staring out the window. She wanted to reach out to Ben, but doubts filled her mind. What if he was too busy with his new friends? What if he had forgotten about her? She shook her head, trying to dispel the negative thoughts. Their friendship meant too much to her, too. Let distance get in the way. With determination, Emma picked up her phone and opened a new message to Ben. "Hey Ben, I've been thinking about you a lot lately. I really miss you. How about we plan a weekend where we can both do something fun together?" After a moment of hesitation, she pressed send and waited, her heart racing with anticipation. Just as she started to doubt her decision, her phone buzzed. It was a reply from Ben. "Hey Emma, I miss you too. I'd love to hang out. Let's plan a weekend where we can do something special." Emma felt a wave of relief wash over her. "Perfect. How about we have a virtual adventure day? We can play games, watch movies, and even cook the same meal together." "I love that idea. Let's do it," Ben replied. As the day approached, Emma felt a surge of excitement. She wanted to make this virtual adventure day unforgettable. She spent the week planning everything, choosing games they both loved, picking a fun recipe they could cook together, and even creating a playlist of their favorite songs to share during the call. Finally, the day arrived, and Emma set up her laptop in the living room. She arranged her space to make it feel festive, adding some colorful decorations and snacks for their virtual hangout. When it was time for the call, Emma took a deep breath, feeling butterflies in her stomach. When Ben's face appeared on the screen, Emma's heart soared. "Hey Ben, it's so good to see you," she exclaimed, her excitement bubbling over. "Hi." "Emma, you look great. I'm ready for our adventure," Ben replied, his smile brightening her day. They started with a fun game they used to play together. They laughed and joked, their competitive spirits igniting the familiar energy they once had. Emma felt the distance between them fade away as they shared stories and memories, their laughter echoing through the screen. After a few rounds of gaming, it was time to cook. They both gathered their ingredients and followed the recipe together. Emma felt a sense of joy as they chopped vegetables and mixed ingredients, just like they had done in the past. They chatted about their days, sharing funny stories and talking about their lives. As they cooked, Emma realized how much she had missed this connection. It wasn't just about the fun. It was about sharing their lives, supporting each other, feeling like they were together, no matter the distance. With their meal finished, they sat down to enjoy it together. "Looks awesome," Ben said, holding up his plate. They both took a bite at the same time, and Emma laughed at the silly expression on Ben's face as he tasted his dish. "This is great. We make a good team," Emma said, her heart feeling light with happiness. After dinner, they moved on to watching a movie. They picked one they both loved, and as the film played, they shared commentary and laughed at the funny scenes. Emma felt completely at ease, as if no time had passed at all. As the night went on, they talked about their dreams for the future. Ben shared his aspirations of becoming a graphic designer, while Emma talked about her love for writing. "I want to write stories that inspire people, just like